Right, so by the close on Friday, my portfolio was absolutely at new all-time highs by a lot, actually, this time. It helps that uranium was doing very well also. That little pump also helped. But gold and silver look really nice. The miners look even better. Silver looks for once like it's going to actually follow through on a promise it's been holding for a while. Now, this little red candle that was today, nothing's allowed to happen when the markets sort of close. You get some assets moving, but this is an irrelevant candle. For me, gold looks like it wants to close above this descending, basically move all the way up to 3,440. It could do that in one day, but I don't want to ask too much. It's done so well. I don't want to jinx it. But I reckon tomorrow, I don't know, Trump's paused the EU tariffs, but it's kind of 80% chance we're going to do this. I know it's resistance, but it just looks like we're going to do it. If gold goes there, it only goes there to make new all-time highs. If it does that, the miners are going to do superb. And so far, that's what I've been betting on ever since that dip by. Silver was sort of not following with gold, but I'll tell you what, that little out candle outside the descending, then basically ignored this. This was almost irrelevant. Back test the next horizontal. That's what it's all about. After you take out descending, you got to test the next one, which is the horizontal. Now you close above this, and this is obvious, right, guys? 33.7, you close above 33.7, you're taking the baton and running the next day. And once we go there, it's the same thing. 34.5, obviously that'll be resistance. It won't close above it, and then there'll be this little do we do it? But you go there to go above there, just like gold, right? You go up here to basically go there, and it's anything's possible, blah blah blah. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. I also think, by the way, DXY is gonna do that. We'll have a little bounce. I even think even if we bounce, gold's gonna do its move, and I reckon it will coincide with a nice new flush. But we know that the dollar index doesn't really decide gold or silver. There are days where it follows, days where it doesn't. The correlation, inverse correlation, does or doesn't work. The bonds, obviously, they're breaking down across the world, right? From Japan to China to America to Britain, actually almost in that order. So that's, I don't want to say it's beautiful, but that sort of helps gold and silver. We are the only store of safety. Now, let me get straight to the mines because that's where the real money is made. And I'll tell you what, I'm loving it. Unlike the rest of the markets, the miners are doing great. Now, I think they're doing better because where's gold right now? Gold, relative to GDX, is at 49, right? That descending. We're already up here. The miners are outperforming gold. Silver, if you really zoom in, is outperforming gold, if I can say that. So if the miners and silver lead the way, we've got a bull market definitely going on. So really, I'm looking for when gold makes its next move, GDX goes to the absolute all-time 52-week high all the way up here, 53. GDXJ is actually outperforming GDX. Also, when you zoom in, the signal of a bull market, right? The juniors outperform the seniors, or the mid-tiers outperform the seniors. Here you can see we've popped our head above, close at the level. Next stop up here, 67. Is it asking too much? Not really, 3%. That's on an okay day. Now, silver, I think SIL is, because SILJ has some problems. That's really waiting for silver to do it. But SIL is outperforming GDX. Also a good sign of a bullish sector market. I mean, that basically touched its 52-week high already at 43. Tomorrow we have a small green day. SIL is going to close above 43. That's all you need. That will keep going. Look how much you have to zoom out just to see the next level. 45.5-ish pre-gap fill. That's a nice big move. So, we have so many different areas where it looks like it's going to run. 6% move, beautiful. SIL looks like it's going to run. GDXJ looks like it wants to run. Even SILJ looks like it wants to test its next high level, right? That took out its horizontal new high close there, not 52-week high, but that's next. So whether it's the junior miners or the mid-tier miners or silver, even gold, the weakest of the lot, looks like it wants to do it. And you look at bonds, dollar, everything looks beautiful, right? I don't want to jinx it. It's probably a good time to trim, but I haven't even trimmed. I bought the dip. Just let's take a look at GDXJ. I mean, I bought that dip, right? And my portfolio is worth a lot because of it. It's beautiful. They are too heavy, but I'm just gambling. I'm saying let's go for it, and not even here. Like I say I'm gonna trim because I'm so used to my habits, but the last 2, 3 days, these big moves, I haven't touched anything. I might just go for the new all-time 52-week high. Honestly, if I feel it, I might just keep my hands away. I'll just go out and make sure I go in a forest where I've got no Wi-Fi. Just make sure I don't trade and just wait for an extra breakout. And my portfolio is going to be worth so much. It's beautiful. Now, looking at the actual portfolio, and this could all just come crashing down, and then I'll eat my words. But it looks so good because look where, remember what SIL is, GDXJ is, even silver. And if I look at my stocks, they're still not pretty far away from their 52-week high. Newmont is 6.5% from 57, right? Obviously, if we have a slight green day, we're going to obviously go up here to just 54.75, but I'm looking for 57. That's 6.5%. If we look at Barrick, I mean, that one especially, right? That one was very weak. I bought that one quite heavy. I told you guys that one I really added. That's over 10% away from its 52-week high. That's going to encounter some resistance here. You can see the levels. I've drawn them. The gap fill, and then all the way up there. That's going to be a lot, to get to 10%. But if you've got the all-time high in gold, yeah, Barrack is going to be at 21. I don't care what anyone says. Agnico Eagle, that's definitely going all the way to 126. If we're going to test old highs, in fact, this will take out 126 before gold tests 3,500. So that's what Agnico Eagle guarantees at all times. Pan American Silver, that's going to be a bit of a harder ask because that's a long way up, after supposedly bad news acquiring Max Silver. Long term, this is just going to be even better after acquiring, in my opinion. So yeah, silver starts to breach 35. Sorry, Pan America, you need to be at 27. That's a big move too. Wheaton already made new all-time highs. When I say new all-time, I mean 52 week, but actually, I do mean for this stock new all-time highs. So that'll just run. That'll be at 90 by the time gold's testing its old highs. It's just, even the ones that are already at their old highs, they look like they're really bullish. And the ones that aren't, they look destined to test it. Franco-Nevada, no complaints, right? It's been strong for a while. That's a nice candle. At least going to test 172. Look at that. Not even 2.5%. Just to get back there, 6%, a bit like Newmont. These are senior beasts that have to go to their old 52-week high if gold goes to 3,500. And then I'll just make new highs. This will be at 200. No problem. Now we encounter the sort of, this is my worst stock. Metalla, just weak. By far my weakest holding, even weaker than B2 Gold. Whatever, it'll go up. I think once I feel like the sector's exhausted, I'll trim this, but I'm not adding, not trimming. I just hold. Um, just holding, whatever. Maybe we'll actually start squeezing because if you zoom out, that really is not exactly a short, is it? So happy to hold that. Not happy, just holding it. Otherwise, that's a real buzzkill, that Metalla. Otherwise, back to the other good ones. Aris Mining. I mean, look at that. Best close in ages, 52-week high. Next stop 660. My last trim, I haven't sold this in a while because I've been selling it constantly almost, and I just stopped for like 1.5 months or something. My next sell is 659, I think, and then I just leave it because into the abyss, the inverse abyss we go. This will just squeeze probably. I don't know what's going to happen. That'll be funny to watch. Maybe even $10. I don't know, but that'll be the last trim. I haven't even spoken about trims otherwise, have I? Because I'm not planning on trimming anything else. This is just a real exception here. I am gold, bit weak compared to the other seniors that I've been looking at. It's been outperforming before, but here it's a bit weak. But honestly, up we go to 7.4. It's hard to not see it test its old highs if gold goes to 3,500, but that's quite a big move, 25% for gold to 3,500. That's maybe asking a bit too much. So I'll start with 739. That's a, I might actually trim that and then we'll see. Then I'll do the trims at the next level, but I added to the dip, no problem. Equinox, that's a bit more like it. I see that testing 740 if gold does its thing. B2 Gold definitely taking out 350, which it hasn't done in ages. That'll be cool. I think once you close above 350, You're going to 380, and to be honest, by then it's just get on the train, it's going to squeeze kind of move. So I don't even think I'd sell this at 350. I think it's just so obvious that will squeeze unless I see gold for some reason reversing. But that's a good sign too. They all look good. Honestly, besides metal and maybe iron gold, everything I've covered so far looks good. SBSW, we know that platinum, palladium. Which one is it? Palladium? No, platinum. Look at that. That's a nice little breakout of the descending medium term. Boom, off that goes. Even palladium, which people don't count as doing a real breakout, it's true, but that's a bit of a breakout, just retrace more. But platinum looks good. Obviously, gold, silver look good. Copper, by the way, probably start being above $5 if gold starts to run, so that will help. So yeah, SBSW, that looks really good. Really nice. Look at that. Above $6. Hasn't done that in ages. And now we close at a new, that's a nice candle too for Friday. For me, that wants to go to test $7. This one I haven't bought or sold in a long time, although I did sell on, was it Thursday? I sold 589 Thursday or even Wednesday. And that's the first sell in a long time. Next one will be just below seven, blah, blah, blah. I'm always doing just 1 or 2 cents under the obvious level. This one will probably be there, 779 or 78, maybe below. We'll see. You can see why. So that one looks really good. Now to the silver stocks that are actually, unlike all my gold stocks that are heavy in value, my silver stocks are not. And to be honest, they all look coiled. And since I believe what I'm saying so much that gold's going to run and silver's going to run, why don't I just add to these? I mean, First Majestic below $6 is the same as buying at 520 just before a squeeze of 35. So I was contemplating whether I should just add. And I say chase, but it's not really chasing, is it down here? If silver runs, sorry, First Majestic, obviously we're going to be at 640. Obviously we're going to go to, just test this level. Like we're going to be squeezing to 8. That's the rule. That's how it's supposed to play out. We can't have First Majestic just up 3% if silver's going to go test 35 and breach and run to 40. First Majestic has to be, I don't know, I don't know how to say this, but it has to be double digits. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. And they're all like that, actually. And I think it's either we don't know something that the rest of the world knows and they are a sell on the pump in silver, or they are a massive buy. And I'm going with the latter. So First Majestic looks coiled for a pop if silver runs, and I think it will. Fortuna, that's nowhere near as weak. That's generally been okay, but again, you'd expect more. There are 2 levels before it gets to. I think silver's going to run, so I think Fortuna will go up too. I'm just holding what I've got here. But again, I know how much I hold in them. They're just medium value. The others are all heavy. Everything I covered except Metalla and Aris Mining are heavy. Equinox B2 Gold or just, you know, light heavy. But basically everything else is really heavy. But my silver stocks are nowhere near. However, CDE is. That's a monster. But I'll say this, CDE, for all its strength, it's kind of hovered here just around 780. I was expecting a nice green day. Look at some of these silver stocks here, up 2.5%. CD was, up just 1%. It's obviously waiting for confirmation from silver. Then it says, all right, green light, and it runs to 859, 950, whatever. It'll just squeeze. So silver stocks are waiting for confirmation from silver. And I think silver's going to do it. So I should buy silver stocks or add to silver stocks. But my portfolios are such highs. I don't want to just add and then get crushed on. And I don't know, something I need to think about. If I feel it, I might just do it. I do feel it right now, but it's midnight in Europe. The market is nowhere near open. I gotta wait 15 more hours for that. Next, Heckler. Again, it's weak down here. Look at it. Look where $5. Basically, we're at $5. $5 is the low range for the last ages. It's like a whole year. It's the low level. And we've got gold basically almost destined to test 3,500 and silver looks like it's gonna test $35 itself. What the hell are we doing down here? I should just buy it. Like, don't overthink it, just buy. I think I might just do it actually. I might just add like a little 20% to each silver stock, something like that. 20% of what its existing value is. EXK, this one looks absolutely primed for a silver run. Look at that. Broke out and it's going to triple test this 367 zone. Once you close above 367, bam, 380, whatever, straight through that, straight to 420. This one looks destined. And they're all probably going to look like this. Like, what's the difference between EXK and First Majestic? EXK is just slightly more developed. It's just 2 or 3 bullish days ahead. Not even. They look very similar. MAG, just waiting for that one okay day to test its old 52-week high and then it runs. Obviously, it's benefiting from its Pan America deal. That looks good too. In fact, CDE's 1 or 2 days ahead, and that's already CDE's already hovering at its old 52-week high. So that's it. For me, gold stocks look amazing. Some of them have a bit more room to run before their old highs. Some of them are already at their old highs. Silver stocks are way, way below. But to me, gold and silver look destined. And better than that, silver looks stronger than gold. The juniors on the mid tiers look stronger than the seniors. It's all bullish stuff. And then you look at the macro, the DXY, the bonds and all that, even the markets, it looks pretty much overall really good. And the trend is your friend and the trend's been up. So we look really good. I hate to jinx it. I don't think I'm jinxing it. My portfolio is really good and I'm gambling on another 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 nice big days. And then I'm gonna super trim because if I trim nicely there after a couple of nice bullish days, I confirm like good portfolio forever. So I'm gonna go for a bit of a gamble. Anyway, good luck to all of us tomorrow, this week, etc. Let's see what happens. Good luck.